Snow Queen on the set, Mishola Maradalani in her throne. You bet, reading every waveform in the wires by feel. Blind and deaf, but her logic stays real. Here comes M60, screen glow on his grin. Tech tee, tight jeans, yeah, he's logging in. Code on his mind and a thirst for the tea. Very, very gay with a flawless physique. Welcome to Tech Talk. Boot it up, don't stop. Bitch, let the hearts drop. We're live, let your jaw unlock. A Charlotte on 6 Tech Talk. Tech Talk. She maps the matrix in the brush of her hand. He flexes biceps while he upgrades the RAM. Rumors in the chat, they be causing a fuss. M60 is definitely not Miss Hussey Trust. Welcome to Tech Talk. Boot it up, don't stop. Bitch, let the hearts drop. We're live, let your jaw unlock. It's Charlotte 60 plus Tech Talk. Tech Talk.
Okay, welcome back, guys. Okay, so we have some topics I'm waiting for M60. Oh, there you are. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you doing? Happy Thursday.
Sweating.
It is so hot today, and I was wondering because, like, I just woke up from a nap, I'm not gonna lie.
I got
And
my
I was
fan
like,
on
why am I-
maximum blow right now, so
Yeah, I was like, why am I so tired today? And then I looked and it's like 90 degrees outside.
yeah, it was actually about 31, 32 degrees Celsius, say.
Where
So
my air conditioner doesn't keep up either.
my bedroom has been struggling, but I started early in the morning, so it kind of had a fighting chance to start with. All right, so first of all, I want to touch on this non-tech, but it's kind of related to tech, which is this. There is this new little scam going on the internet now, talking about some little cube that's supposed to be an air conditioner. It's nothing more than a little tiny portable battery-powered fan that looks like a slimline scroll cage blower. And they're fleecing the hell out of you, charging a god-darn fortune for a thing that contains 2 lithium-ion batteries in it, a motor, and they're charging almost like $100.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. I cannot remember, but they used to sell them on the TV. Like this scam has been around for a while.
Yeah, well, this is not the one
Yeah.
that's the air conditioner that uses water or swamp cooler. This is something, just a fan.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of is the swamp cooler, but you're saying this is just a fan?
The scammers got cheaper.
Yeah, no, yeah, that is I've seen those before, and nothing beats an actual air conditioner, I guess. Like, you just can't get around.
Yeah, well, one of the other
You can't get away with
videos,
cheap alternatives.
one of the other videos I saw is the question of why UK homes don't normally have air conditioning, and the reason is the same as my apartment normally doesn't have air conditioning. The wiring can't handle it for central air, and it's extremely expensive to install central air in a building like that because it's designed to keep heat in for the winter time, so you can keep warm, not to keep the heat out. So the same problems with America, especially New England houses are designed to keep the heat in, which means lots of heat builds up in the houses. And trust me, I'm feeling that heat right now.
Yeah, and I've got a 2-story house, so being upstairs makes it worse.
Yeah, especially when you get older too. Okay, so let's get to the first article here. I got it set on my page or so. Let's make sure I got this working here. It says the European Parliament may be ditching Google as its default search engine. And I'm going to pull that article up in Engadget so you can see it. And then we can talk about this. How would something like this affect...
Snow Queen.
Nah, wrong button. Go. All right. So, the European Parliament may be ditching Google as its default browser. How is this going to affect people with disabilities? Because it seems that Google and maybe Safari, I haven't checked the Safari to see if they have built-in speech-to-text captioning. How would this help or hurt those with hard of hearing?
I'm not totally sure, and I'll explain why in a second. It seems like a lot of the issue is that with Google adding a bunch of AI and to everything, there's a lot of people that are starting to try to shift the AI thing, where it's like, you're collecting too much data, you're doing too much, and so I mean, it kind of stays in line with the EU's GDPR.
It violates the GDPR and also the California Data Protection regulations. California is the only American state that has the GDPR. They just call it the CDPR, which is amazing because California did something good. How about the only thing they've done was prior to nuisance, though?
Right. So it makes sense that people are wanting to now get away from the companies that are shoving it down people's throats, like Microsoft, like Google, for example, and even Apple to some extent.
I got another article of my own I dug up that might be related to this. So what are they going to suggest? What are they going to replace this with? What did they choose?
That's what I was about to say. Is they're using a thing called Quant, and that's what I had never heard of. This. It's apparently a search engine out of France called Quant. Now they misspell it here. It's QWANT, not QUANT.
Quant.
Yeah.
Have you tried quant.co.fr and see how it worked?
Let me check. So it's just quant.com, it looks like. You can go to QWANT.
That's
and I looked at it. From what I'm hearing, it's about in line with DuckDuckGo.
Okay.
As in Bing, as far as how good the searches are. So it's still, I guess, probably not as good as Google. But it comes down to people wanting to just get away from Google services at the end of the day. You can pull it up if you want. Like you said, it's QWANT.com.
All right, sure. Hold on. Let me find the page for that. Let me get this on here. Okay, so QWANT. QWANT.com.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's called Quant.
And so,
in order to offer diverse advertising and better align with your browsing, Quant and its partners.
Michelle, just click on refuse all and close. It's a cookies thing.
I'm going to refuse it all of it? Okay.
Yeah, just click the middle button, refuse all and close.
No, you don't want me to give them any information, track me. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
It'll still let you use it.
So it looks a little bit like Google Chrome, old style Google. Not the new Google.
Yeah, a bit. And what I noticed is it looks a lot like just your regular new tab page. I don't hate it.
Yeah, it looks pretty cute actually. I haven't tried it. I'm gonna have to do some research. I got an article that's related to that, which is not surprising. It talks about how the AI takeover had backfired, I guess apparently AI turned out it created more of a royal mess. And if we pull up the summary here, it says failure to deliver despite massive investments. 95% of AI corporate integrations have failed to generate meaningful revenue. An MIT study found that billions spent on replacing human workers have yielded to little to no effective results. Backtracking trends, many companies that rushed to adopt AI, including Taco Bell, are now reversing course. Examples include Duolingo, Chair, and IBM, all which have had to rehire staff after AI alternatives negatively impacted performance or user experience. Economic impact. According to Goldman Sachs, AI investment has contributed almost nothing to U.S. GDP growth as of 2025. The video highlights instances of AI washing, such as Builder AI, which claims to build software using AI, but was actually relying on manual networks of engineers in India. Wow. In other words, the AI is basically turning humans into slave labor.
Yeah,
Similar to Taco
it is.
Bell's voice AI experience faced significant operational failures. So it seems to me like this just proves the point. AI doesn't know its ass from a hole in the ground. It's not that good.
No, exactly. And I mean, I think the problem is that so many people see the companies are just leaning right into it way too fast. And they're just deciding, if I see AI, I'm out, you know?
No, it's just like that song I wrote. Oh, thank you very much. AI took my
Great
job
show,
and left
Michelle.
me with this lousy T-shirt. And that's
Exactly.
And that's exactly what has happened. You know?
Michelle, my voice is echoing a little.
Yeah. Let me just go ahead and give this person a little heart here before I forget. Thank you very much.
The Tiger Kitty, thank you for the $5 super chat.
That helps a lot, yeah. So the thing is that, like I said, the whole point is AI is now basically as the backlash is. So the poor older engineer that lost his job in the song, probably one day he might be rehired, and finally you might get a new lousy t-shirt said, "I'm better than you, AI. Hi ha 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 ha." At least it'll be a happier song. I digress. Anyway, that's just the sad reality. Is AI is not human beings. AI will never be able to truly replace the human being because AI is basically just a stupid piece of software. And that is the truth. And where's my back arrow on this thing? Oh, it's covering over. I got it. All right, so let's go to the next one.
Well, actually, Michelle, if you want to stay on the...
Okay.
I'm not sure why my voice keeps echoing. Is that on your end?
Your voice is fine. I'm not having any problem with your voice here.
Okay. Skip to the third article. There's an article about AI being in the military.
Oh, you mean Trump's latest memo?
Can you press 1 if my voice is echoing? Because I can't stop hearing this.
What? You can't stop hearing what?
I keep hearing my voice every time I talk.
Did you check to see if you got echo cancellation turned on? I mean, sometimes you might need to drop out and drop back in again. I've heard that problem sometimes is caused by that too.
Yeah, it might be on my end.
All right, so you say I'll go to the third article while you go check that out here.
It is echoing.
And the second one is the ISS astronauts had to shelter in place in the SpaceX Dragon capsule because of an air leak. So apparently, I
No,
guess.
Michelle, the one after this is about AI also, about AI in the military. Okay,
Right.
I'm gonna leave and come back. I can't do it.
Okay. So what? I don't see another one on AI right now, but I can look at the second one here. ISS had the shelter in place in the SpaceX Dragon capsule because of an air leak. So this is from Engadget article again. Um, and it says here, ISS astronauts had to shelter in place in the SpaceX Dragon capsule because of an air leak. Russian cosmonauts attempted to repair it, but that has since been put on hold. NASA directed astronauts aboard the International Space Station ISS to shelter in place and prepare for potential evacuation, according to a report by the BBC. This comes after the Russian space agency Roscosmos discovered an air leak in the transfer tunnel. Well,
Michelle,
yeah, right here.
so the article after this, not this one.
Okay, is it better now?
I'm
Right.
still hearing the echo. I have no idea why, but it doesn't seem to be coming through on your stream. So I'm gonna
Right.
not listen to myself, I guess.
So anyway, what they're saying here, and then we'll get to the other one you mentioned about Trump in the memo. This one is saying that when you're in space, obviously there is apparently seems to be a leak in the seal between the SpaceX capsule and ISS. So the repair has been put on hold. 5 of the 7 astronauts currently aboard the space ISS shuttle in place inside the docked SpaceX Dragon vessel. The ship was designed as a safe haven as the 2 Russian cosmonauts attempted to repair. The air leaks resulted from cracks in the transfer tunnel. The transfer tunnel is just like similar to the tunnels you see at the airport that connects your gate to the plane, except these are airtight. NASA spokesperson Bethany Stevens says that astronauts have since resumed planned operations aboard the ISS as the Russian cosmonauts pause repair efforts as more measurements and data is assessed. She also said that the space agency looks forward to working with Roscosmos on a collaborative approach to address the leaks. What do you think about that? I mean, we'll get to the third article. What do you think about the fact is that they're saying that the space tunnel has leaks? If anything, it just reminds us just how easy it is to die unpleasantly in space. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my understanding.
Go on.
I'm sorry. I just like the feedback is like driving me insane. I cannot focus.
All right, you know what you do?
All right.
You go to your 3 dots. Okay.
Okay, Michelle, don't interrupt me.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I was reading this article, and it looks like what happened was we were talking a few weeks ago about how the ISS, they're planning on pulling down the ISS
Yeah.
by I think like 2030, 2032, something like that. And this seems to be part of the problem is now they're having air leaks and shit. And I guess on the Russian side of the ISS, they're having, this ridiculous air leak. And they're telling them to shelter in place. I'm not sure that there's been any updates on it, but there's a video if you want to just play that.
Yeah, there is a news article that goes with that video or that discussion. But because it's kind of hot, I kind of want to try to keep it short. But yeah, I mean, that's true with anything, though. I mean, ISS has been up there since, what, the 1980s? It's old. Its seals are probably starting to get leaky and hard and...
Sure. Do you want to play the video?
Oh, yeah, I'll play it. Just give me a second. I gotta go pull it back up again. Hold on me here. Yep, here we go. So here's the actual video here from 7 News. And put this on the screen so you can see it.
There's been a spine-chilling emergency on the International Space Station with astronauts ready to evacuate after 2 air leaks. While the worsening cracks had NASA worried, it was Russia's repair plan that had crew members racing for the exits.
An emergency 400 kilometres above Earth. NASA ordering astronauts on the International Space Station to prepare for a possible evacuation after 2 air leaks were discovered.
Need you to execute procedure, EMER procedure 3.4, Crew Dragon established safe haven.
The leaks were in Russia's section of the station, in a transfer tunnel leading to the Zvezda service module.
It has been a very slow leak. It's been there for some time, but it has got worse. 2
Russian cosmonauts were able to seal the first crack quickly. To get to the second, they planned to use a saw.
Breaking out a saw, breaking out a torch, breaking out something that could possibly cause more damage is sort of a big deal.
Ground control wasn't happy, ordering the other 5 crew members to shelter in the docked Dragon spacecraft.
It means that they see a really high perceived risk.
But 2 hours later, the emergency was lifted, the Russians putting the repairs on hold.
So with that, we are comfortable backing out of the safe haven config.
The astronauts allowed back onto the space station. Russia's space agency confident there is no threat to the safety of the crew. A giant floating laboratory the size of a football field, the station has been in service for nearly 30 years and is coming to the end of its life.
We expect to see that next generation of commercial space stations fly sometime before the end of this decade.
Until then, expect more running repairs to keep the ageing lab in orbit. In the United States, Rob Scott, 7 News.
And there you go, guys. So that's what happens when you start living in old spacecraft or old houses. You start getting leaks where you don't want them.
You think they'll pull it down early?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think they'll pull down the ISS early?
I don't know. It depends. They might. But since they took it up there in pieces, maybe they might just basically just take it apart in pieces and bring it back to Earth as a planned re-entry instead of trying to send the whole thing back at once. Which I think would be very, very bad if you get the idea. Because, I mean, like, it's bigger than Skylab. And Skylab, when it came crashing to the Earth, most of it burned up in the 70s, but some big pieces of it still kind of came around.
Yeah, that was what I was reading about, was that they were planning on pulling the whole ISS down.
Yeah, that, or they could always just put
They
could always just get a one-way rocket and send it to the sun, or that'd be interesting. Or we could always send it to the moon.
No, they'd crash it in the ocean.
Yeah, well, normally they would do that, yeah. But it means that ideally it would be better to make sure to send it down in pieces if they decide to do that. After all, built in pieces, you should try to send it back to Earth in pieces. And they can recycle some of the pieces for future space projects.
Right.
Okay. Trump's latest memo puts most advanced AI in the world into the military's hands. Why?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about and why I was saying you should have pulled it up before that one, but it's fine.
That's okay. Now we can pull it up. But now we can see it. It says Trump's latest memo puts the most advanced AI in the world into the military's hands. The memo also prevents companies from altering AI models being used by the military without prior approval.
So just like the, Google and Microsoft trying to shove AI down our throats, the military is now doing this too, and now you're putting human lives in the hands of AI. So go ahead.
That's
Lofters, do you hear the echo? I'm gonna lose my mind. Do you hear the echo?
I do.
Okay, yeah. You see why I'm about to. Yeah.
So, Walters, you can hear the echo too?
Yeah, I can hear that echo.
Yeah, he's
Let me
echoing.
try changing a setting on my side. That might help. Maybe not. Let's see if I can try changing my microphone option for the panel.
Yeah, your microphone might be picking up your headphones.
Oh, that's what I mean. So let's change it for that reason. So I'm going to select my webcam. Okay, which is right there. Now, let's see. Do you hear any echo now?
Test.
No echo now. It's fixed.
No,
Okay,
good.
that's fine. Okay, so that's probably what it was. Like maybe you said that my headphones are not totally sound silent, so maybe it picked it up because the microphone is right in front of me there. Okay, so basically, what I'm afraid of is the fact is that the government using AI is that now you're going to be giving AI access to a gun.
Yeah, it's like Terminator, quite literally.
Now it's becoming a Terminator. In fact, they had some AI robotics that were tested that actually sometimes couldn't tell friend from foe. And one actually went back. If it wasn't loaded with blanks, it would have shot its own people because
this goes back to Isaac Asimov. Like one of the rules for AI is it should never be left to make a decision.
Right, and you certainly should not give AI a gun.
Yep. I mean that's like the biggest decision, like shoot or don't shoot. You should not be giving AI that kind of capability. That sounds like that's a nightmare.
Yeah. It's just also like study report said now that businesses are using technology to try to get the maximum amount of money out of the customers, which using electronic, e-paper price tags under the shelves. They can change the prices on the fly.
Oh yeah, the e-paper. Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's doing it by, such as like spot pricing, surge pricing.
Yep.
And this is so stupid. It's like, why? But I think there is definitely a reason, like I said earlier, that AI is losing out on a lot of common sense. The fact that the AI technology just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
it's just like we said earlier, how would the AI take over? Humans won earlier. We pointed out that. And now, speaking of AI...
Michelle, why don't you play the video?
Oh, absolutely. 1 minute. Let me get to that right now. 1 minute, please. Okay. Let's get to the video up there. Okay. Make sure you got the right screen because I got so many screens here. Here we go. Then I'll pull up that video. Okay. Cursor, where are you hiding now? There you go. Thank you. So, this is the... video from International Desk.
From Iran to Venezuela, the military is talking more about artificial intelligence. And now the question is it already being used in warfare? Let's go to Morgan Stevens with the fact check team. And it's not just experimental anymore, Morgan.
There's no sound on our end.
Starting to be used in real world operations, right?
Absolutely. It is already happening. The U.S. military has been expanding its use of AI to analyze intelligence, to track threats, and help commanders make decisions faster.
It's on the stream, though.
Got a rare look inside a major U.S.
Yeah, that's because it's not going through my mixer board for the sound for you guys.
AI-powered systems, drones, and robotics. The goal is to speed up the so-called kill chain. That's the process of finding a target and deciding whether or not to strike. In one exercise, officials said a decision that used to take hours was completed in only 3 minutes. And Project Maven, the Pentagon's flagship AI program, is at the center of that effort. It helps sort through massive amounts of data to help human decision makers focus on the most important information.
All right, so I'm hearing from you, from all of this, according to the military, the benefit, speed, making these operations faster, but a prevalent concern, and this just really automatically applies to anyone that uses AI, is control. Who controls it, right?
Absolutely. So the biggest concern is really how much authority should be given to a machine. Military leaders say humans, they're still making those final decisions about the use of force, but some of the technology being tested could eventually operate with less human involvement. That has sparked, as you can imagine, debates among ethicists, lawmakers, and even some military officials about accountability, about civilian casualties, and whether AI should ever be allowed to make life and death decisions on its own.
All right, Morgan, thank you. In a few minutes, Morgan will be back to discuss the fight between the Pentagon and one of the world's biggest AI companies.
There you go. And then, yes, if you want to hear the sound, I got to turn it back over to the other microphone, which might give you an echo problem again. Let me just see if I can change it back. And see if you
No, don't change it back now. Don't change it back now because the video's not even playing anymore.
Right.
But yeah, that's. I mean, it's concerning that they're going to be putting that kind of decision making. When I mean, we know AI will get it wrong and regularly does get it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people will figure out how to trick the AI anyway. Like, they might, for example, something easy could be like, they train the AI to never shoot at Donald Trump. So all our enemies could just wear Donald Trump masks.
Just be aware the Lake Dixie temporarily got shown. But we're not accepting anybody else on here. So don't get ideas, trolls, because you're not coming up anyway. Just be aware about that. Sorry about that. Yeah, it still is that. I mean, why do we think the AI is so good when companies are realizing that they just spent a boondoggle money on AI, which it could immediately create a mother of messes in corporate offices everywhere.
Well, it's a sunken cost fallacy. Like, well, we spent all this money on it, gotta make it useful. And so they just throw everything at it.
By the way, Sabine also came up with a new short summary of a new chip design using liquid nitrogen cooled semiconductors that can make computer chips even more efficient and use less energy. The narrative explains that the current energy crisis in AI data centers isn't just about computation, it's also about the cost and energy loss while moving infrastructure. This is from a different person. This is named Anastasi. So they're suggesting standard processors have a physical wall, making it increasingly difficult to continue scaling via traditional miniaturization. Their supercooling solution is using supercooling conductors and keeping the chips at least down to at least the temperatures of liquid nitrogen or liquid helium to offer superconductivity, which would lower the resistance on the very fine traces.
Lowers resistance to 0.
All right, that's goal. Right. But that would mean that the good news is that the chips physically would be smaller, the data center power use would be less, and you wouldn't be using water to cool your data center anymore. You'd be using nitrogen from the atmosphere. Problem is,
it does take energy to cool something down, though.
Especially, it's going to take energy to get nitrogen down to cryogenic status. So how is that going to work?
Well, I mean, you could use any power source to do that, right? You could use solar power to do it if you really wanted to. Or, just have it patched into the grid somehow.
Oh yeah, I mean, you certainly can separate oxygen
It's
from
just a refrigerator.
right, just a refrigerator, right? You would they would use something similar to an oxygen concentrator. But instead of extracting the oxygen, you're extracting the nitrogen, and then after that, you go through a multiple stage cooling, and then you would then pump that liquid nitrogen through the data center cores that need the liquid nitrogen cooling, which she said the computer in this case would be about the size of a refrigerator versus a large rack of machines.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to see how that can do. And perhaps when they improve the superconductors, maybe eventually we will be replacing liquid helium and magnetic resonance imaging with a superconductor that might be compatible with liquid nitrogen as well. Thus, there'll be less concern about being a shortage of helium.
Yeah.
Which right now has got a problem because you just sold liquid or helium supply again. And so they think there's a lot of helium that's gone to waste.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, we might run out of helium.
Hi, Game Fairy. How you doing? Val says at the very least you should
I'm
yeah.
I'm very lost, I have to be honest. I generally have been trying to come down to more simpler topics here, and then you guys start with the physics stuff again. Press one if you understood this. And
Wafters just dropped a big fat hot doobie right on my lap this afternoon.
Yeah, so Wafters,
I had no idea what the hell that was about. I was like, whoa, you're going to have to explain that to me.
Let me read the title. Majorana modes withstand disorder in atomic chains, boosting fault-tolerant quantum computing.
Oh yeah, Majorana. It's pronounced Majorana.
Oh, Majorana. I'm sorry, I didn't realize the J was silent.
It's like marijuana.
Maharana.
And then look at the article by Sabine that's in there talking about super cold perpetual machine company was received a $12 million investment into a perpetual energy device using vacuum and metal plates.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but this needs to be a separate show.
Call it hardcore physics.
Yeah, exactly. Like physics for Einstein.
Right. How about something a little bit lighter that goes good with these chips?
Well, basically, the article I sent is just about it's one of the big problems with quantum computing is that quantum computers are really sensitive to noise, like just heat, ambient heat, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And this is a potential solution. So, like with classical computing, like the computer you're using now, there's error correcting code because basically by having there be redundancies. Because what can happen is you get some shit from outer space comes in and hits your computer and flips a bit. You know, if you don't have any error correction in there, that could screw things up. Mm-hmm. Maybe you don't have any redundancies, and so.
Now, what is the likelihood our computers are being hit with random shit from space?
Always.
Okay.
Yeah, you're always getting gamma rays go through the Earth, and sometimes memory can get a bit flipped.
Yeah, that's why you have error correcting redundancies.
That's why we use ECC in servers, but most home computers don't, unless you pay extra for it. So that's why.
Yeah, this is sort of like the quantum computer version of that. Right. Is the Majorana thing.
And quantum computers are definitely going to be susceptible because of the way they're made.
Oh yeah, I mean they're sensitive to just heat.
Yes, they are.
Just little disturbances. And but if you can have some kind of error correcting infrastructure like this Majorana thing,
even the slight eddy currents of the the coolant can cause problems with the supercomputer.
Yeah. But basically, quantum computing might be taking a step towards being more feasible. So
Well, one thing
mostly what
that's
about.
obviously very realistic with all of this stuff is energy. Energy. And we got one right here. A new lithium air battery. CATL is making this at 12 kilowatts per kilogram. This is a new technology using solid metal lithium and air as a cathode. CATL is already in production with this. Going on that they can create energy efficiency that is equal to 1 kilogram of petrol or gasoline in America. It's what this is equivalent to. So 12,000 kilowatt hours is about equal to 1 kilogram of petrol. And meaning cars have long ranges between charges. In a major strategic pivot remarked at the 2026 Powering the Nation Forum, CATL has identified lithium air batteries, not solid state technology, as the focal point for the next generation energy storage. This revolutionary technology, which the company claims could eventually render internal combustion engines obsolete, makes a significant shift in the future of transportation. Key takeaways. The breakthrough battery, unlike current lithium-ion cells that carry heavy metal cathodes, lithium-air batteries pull oxygen directly from the atmosphere. This significantly reduces weight and complexity, theoretically allowing energy densities up to 12,000 watt-hours per kilogram. Figure compares to gasoline, comparable to gasoline.
What is the power? What is the energy per kilogram for gasoline?
About 12,000 watt-hours per kilogram.
Okay, so it's about the same.
About the same.
Okay.
Performance potential with 12,000 watt-hours per kilogram. In theoretical limits, lab prototypes have already demonstrated capacity around 1,200 watt-hours per kilogram, which is more than 4 times the density of today's leading lithium-ion cells. This could enable electric vehicles to achieve ranges over 1,600 kilometers, 1,000 miles on a single charge. Strategic roadmap: CATL is positioning its battery storage in 3 phases, utilizing mature technology for today, moving to solid-state batteries for the midterm, and targeting lithium air as a long-term solution. Now, I know another thing that uses air, zinc air batteries, as in use with hearing aids. So when I heard about lithium air, the first thing my brain says is, what, are you gonna constantly replace the used lithium with new lithium? Because that's what you would have to do in a zinc air battery. As the battery goes through its decomposition phase, you have to replace the zinc to keep the electricity creating. That's because the zinc air battery actually acts as a fuel cell. That is, the zinc and the oxygen in the air is what gives the battery ability to produce the 1.23 volts used for hearing aids and other medical devices.
Yeah, eventually the zinc oxidizes.
Right. So I wonder if something would be going on with lithium. In that case, how would you restore lithium back to...
Well, you don't want lithium touching oxygen.
No, I wouldn't think so either. But you sure the hell don't want it touching water. And air has moisture in it.
Yeah.
So remaining challenges, despite the potential commercialization, face a significant hurdle. The chemistry is sensitive to moisture and carbon dioxide. And early cells have struggled with low round-trip efficiency and premature degradation due to side product buildup like lithium carbonate. Well, this technology is not coming to market tomorrow. CATL's advancement is significant, clear long-term commitment to this frontier. Projections suggest that continued advancements aided by artificial intelligence again and breakthroughs in catalyst stability could see this technology deployed after 2030, potentially opening the door for commercial electric aviation and long-haul transport. Well, if you better make sure that lithium is not going to potentially turn into something spontaneously decomposed, i.e. giant fireball. As you're talking about metallic lithium here, not salts. So how in the hell are you going to protect the battery from spontaneously combusting with water? After all, you got water in the air. And right now, I happen to be breathing a soup of it. Yeah, so that's, I will play a little bit of this video, but I'm not going to play too much of it because it gets pretty long. I'm just going to play a little bit of it so you can see it here. So let's get this on the screen. Okay, cursor, get to the screen, click on it.
Guys, imagine pulling into your driveway after a 1,600 kilometer road trip, as in 1,000 miles, and you only stopped once. Now, you'd probably need a toilet in your car to make that work, but, you know, if you've got a really good bladder, I guess it's possible. But here's the thing. No range anxiety, no charging maths, working out where you got to stop and when, just a battery that breathes, as in breathes the air. That's the future that Cadel just put on the table. And as an EV owner here in Australia, this is the kind of news that makes me kind of go, what? What did Cadel just say? At the 2026 Powering the Nation Forum, Cadel's chief scientist, Wu Kai, who's also an academic of the Chinese Academy of Engineering, revealed the company's next big bet. It appears as though it's not solid state, but it's actually lithium air batteries. This is the first time the world's biggest battery maker has publicly named this as its long-term direction and called it the focal point of the next round of global battery competition. Interesting, isn't it? They're saying this is the focal point, not solid-state batteries. Now, I should point out that I did just do a video, maybe a week or two ago, on Cadel's new sodium-ion batteries for EVs, which have an energy density higher than any LFP battery in history at 261 watt-hours per kilo. That's actually about the energy density of Tesla's cylindrical NMC cells, which is insane. But these lithium-air batteries are, well, a fair bit higher in energy density again. And that's why I just mentioned 1,600 kilometers and only stopping once. So what is a lithium-air battery then? Well, unlike lithium-ion packs in your car today, which lean on heavy metal compounds like nickel, cobalt, and manganese, they don't all, but most of them do. On the Electric Viking website, I'll put a link in the description below. We have more articles about electric cars and battery technology than any other website that I'm aware of in the world. So check that out. Link is in the description. And there you'll find our videos and analysis and articles about everything going on in the EV world. A lithium-air cell uses lithium metal as the anode and oxygen pulled straight from the air as the cathode reactant. That's why they're nicknamed breathable batteries. And here's the clever part that most reports have skipped, because the battery grabs its oxygen from the atmosphere instead of carrying it on board like you do with fuel or hydrogen or gas. You strip out, because of this, a massive amount of weight and complexity. So the battery pack is lighter, there's less material, and there's more energy. Now the headline number. The theoretical energy density of lithium air is staggering. The numbers honestly sound like they're impossible. 12,000 watt-hours per kilogram. To put that in perspective, gasoline sits at 13,000. We are talking about a battery that on paper rivals petrol itself, in theory. For comparison, today's mainstream lithium-ion batteries they have around 250 to 270 watt hours per kilo. So I mentioned before that amazing sodium battery, 262 watt hours per kilo. We've got some new cylindrical battery cells from BMW and Mercedes that are sitting just under 300 watt hours per kilo, which is considered to be industry leading. Solid state batteries that everyone's getting worked up about, 400 watt hours per kilo. Some of the better ones, 500 to 600. Oh.
Yeah. So what do you think about that, guys? I mean, is it feasible? Do you think? I mean,
it must be. The only thing is that it's more lithium because it's still using the.
It's still using a very rare salt from the earth, which is lithium.
Yeah, it's using lithium-ion conductor still, but then you got the oxygen
porous contact that's allowing oxygen in. So obviously,
I'm just wondering how you keep it from reacting to moisture.
That's what I'm wondering too. Is I wonder if there's something in the separator that basically dries the air somehow. And they also said it can react to carbon dioxide in a negative way. Unless maybe they were using something like I said, like a drying system in the car to dry the air to the point where the humidity is virtually none, or like maybe 5% per volume. Because otherwise, once moisture hits lithium, it's going to degrade spectacularly. Not as much as calcium or potassium, but it's still
It'll start on fire.
It'll definitely start a fire.
Yeah.
And since you're talking about a whole bunch of lithium in a tight space, more like a big, giant, earth-shattering kaboom.
Yeah. So I'm curious about the safety aspect of something like this.
What about using some of the other materials that we know seem to work pretty good on small scale, like zinc air? I mean, zinc is readily available. At least we know zinc doesn't necessarily burst into flames, because obviously we've been using for hearing aids since after we banned the use of mercuric oxide in hearing aid batteries. So I wonder if maybe maybe we can come up with an aluminium air battery, or a carbon air battery, or a copper air battery. I think aluminium, or even I wouldn't even suggest sodium, but
probably not.
that's way more vigorous than even lithium is.
Right.
And your cesium is even worse. So, I mean, that's a good question, because I'm not really sure what they could use that would be a better... I mean, this is a great idea, I think, but safety is already becoming a problem with lithium-ion polymer batteries. And yes, even lithium iron phosphates can still leave a nasty surprise if they get careless with them. Although they are the safer of the lithium chemistry. It doesn't mean that they cannot spectacularly fail, because they can. So that's a good question. What is the best way to get the energy density without potentially blowing ourselves to kingdom come?
Well, if we could come up with that, we'd be exorbitantly rich.
Well, I think the sodium-ion battery might be a little bit better, because I think I heard that the electrolyte is a little safer. Actually, it's more because the sodium is more available, but I guess that would be another thing we need to ask ourselves: is this non-water-based electrolyte that they're using in these batteries, once they heat up and they break down and they start releasing oxygen and start causing the battery to go into runaway, should we be working on first to try to make the battery chemistry safer, that it's not gonna either blow up and catch fire or asphyxiate everybody with poisonous fumes.
Right.
Because, I mean, fire departments have already said, we already don't know the best way to put out a lithium fire from a car battery. It's like a test for a battery.
Yeah, you can't put out with water.
You can put it out with water. The problem is it takes an indefinite amount of water. The only thing they really can do is try to cool the battery so maybe you can slow down the outgassing from the electrolyte.
It's like dunk it in a solution of...
When are they going to create battery girlfriends? Oh, they already have fembots.
Yeah, they already have those.
Yeah, the Japanese have really been working on those, making them more and more approachable.
I was just thinking of the ones from Austin Powers.
Yeah. Oh, they got some companies that make some really nice ones. Harmony, Hanson Robotics, eHarmony makes some really nice ones.
eHarmony?
Yeah, Harmony, yeah.
The dating website makes...
Oh, this case it's not made by Harmony, eHarmony, but rather more like it's Harmony. It's a company that makes AI bots, fembots.
Oh, it's another eHarmony?
Yeah, it's another Harmony.
Okay.
But kind of similar goal, except one has got
Harmony, not eHarmony.
One has full electronics and transistors. One has got real blood and guts. So,
that would just be wild if like eHarmony was producing like
AI
robots that you could date too.
That was an article I pulled up on that, which I didn't get into much on that. But there's AI girlfriends now. That's becoming the newest AI trend, which is starting to seriously worry mental health professionals for reasons that's very clear.
Yeah. Well, they made a couple movies about that sort of thing like 2 decades ago.
Yeah, Cherry 2000 was about a fembot.
Yeah, there was
Cherry 3000. And then there's her.
Yeah, her. That's the one I'm thinking of.
That's more like the AI version. And so it makes you wonder, where are we going here with this technology? It's scary that we have entered this state of the terrible reality of computers and stuff like that. And let's see if there's any articles here. Okay. Oh, yes. There's one more piece, which is not so hard to understand because the high bandwidth memory HBM is using the same principle. And that's this, basically making a microchip skyscraper.
Isn't Huawei like?
Ours, they're
not
stacking
allowed to sell in the
processors and
US?
double processors.
Correct.
To keep the contact between sections shorter. Instead of laying them flat, they're laying them in stacks. It's the same as HBM memory, high bandwidth memory used in AI supercomputers. So I don't know why this guy thinks this shouldn't exist, because it already does exist in HBM.
Well, they stole the NBC logo, first of all.
So here's the summary on this. Because this piece is too long to go through. It's 16 minutes long. This video explains the significant technological development from Huawei called logic folding, which the company claims allows them to bypass U.S. imposed export controls on advanced semiconductor manufacturing equipment. The challenge since 2019, Huawei has been blocked from accessing ASML lithography. It's machines essential for advanced chip production. Logic folding explained instead of traditional 2D circuit design, Huawei is using 3D architecture that stacks layers of active circuitry connected by ultrafine vertical bonds. This approach shifts the focus from shrinking transistors, Moore's law, to optimizing signal propagation time. In short, it's the same thing that high bandwidth memory does, HBM. In other words, stack them on top because that way the pass between the sections are shorter. Because
why is he saying it shouldn't exist? That just seems like clickbaity.
That sounds clickbaity title.
Yeah.
It really does. But the idea is, as I said, it's already being done by HBM, so it's not really unexpected. In fact, if you look at the early home computers hacks, kids or hobbyists are doing the same thing. They would piggyback chips on top of chips. You know, they would solder integrated circuits on top of integrated circuits. And only lift pins they need to lift out where they need to give individual signals, such as addressing lines. In fact, the early Tandy color computer going up from 16K to 32 was sometimes using another group of 16K of RAM and piggybacking it on top of the first 8 chips. So giving the ability to double the RAM and by adding additional address space decoding to the chips. It's just that they're doing it now on the microscopic level and a die that's about 12 nanometers. So it's fascinating and interesting. I didn't want to play it because it's a long article. It's already 8:04. So, oh, by the way, one more piece of news. Yes, the placard's here already. I guess they faxed it out.
Oh, that's
the
good to hear.
same day I mailed my application. My doctor faxed it to the DMV. And they said that the placard is already there at the office for me to pick it up on Monday. And I said, I'll do that on Monday because the heat's going to break. It's going to be only high 22 on Monday. So it should be a lot more comfortable to go out there and take care of things. So, Michelle's Amazon wish list. Also, Walters, what have you been doing lately today besides obviously sweating your ass off?
Today is just a normal day for me. But might be streaming. Keldoge is actually streaming on my channel right now about the weather. So
yeah,
I might be
weather report. I saw that.
I might be joining him shortly.
Yeah. All right, so you're gonna be going on Laughter stream, and since he's not live already, I can't.
Oh no, I am technically, but it's Keldoge at the time.
So Keldoge is streaming on his channel.
Oh, well, Keldoge is streaming right now. All right. So
yeah, in fact, if you've got your raid on, Michelle. So Waftcast is streaming, and Keldoge is on his channel.
Okay.
So why don't you raid Waftcast when you sign off?
Okay, that's what I'm going to try to do now. Let me set that up for that.
Yeah,
okay.
The redirect that I showed you.
Yeah, just got to remember how to do that now because I only done it a few times. Last time I forgot to do it last time. Okay, make sure you get the right buttons here. Command, minus. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Oh, wrong. Well, good screen, but... All right, let me get to the right screen here. Okay, there we go. So let's shrink this screen down so we can see the controls.
I put the link in the chat for you, Michelle.
Oh, you did? Okay. You mean in our side chat?
Oh, I put it in the actual
chat.
Stream chat.
Yeah, okay.
In the stream chat. If you want to copy and paste that in there.
All right, let me get it on here on the screen here.
Okay,
you mean we are in the link here? Okay, I got it. The only thing is I got it copied, and this is already drops it off. So, unfortunately, can you also put it in the other?
Put it in the. Yeah, you just put it in the
put it in the regular
Google
chat.
Meet chat.
Okay, I got it. So I'll copy this, copy a link address, and then I'll just go ahead and put it over here, and then I can put it into the redirect button here.
Awesome. Thanks, Michelle.
Okay, so let me get to this now. So I'm going to go to stream settings, And I go to edit. And I believe it's in customization.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Redirect, hit add. I got the link. So enter link address.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I hit plus key, paste. Okay, I got it. Save.
Yeah, tornadoes popping off.
Yeah.
All right, just do me a
Getting
favor.
wild.
Also, make sure to send your viewers here too, because YouTube's been cleaning house, and we're already down to 10,700. So hundreds of.
When they see your name pop up for the redirect, we'll post your link in the chat. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, right now, guys, let's go ahead, wrap it up, and say thank you both for coming up today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having me.
And stay cool for the rest of the night, okay?
You too.
Okay, bye-bye, panel. Bye-bye, panel. And we are done. So let's just go ahead and wrap it up here and just say, everybody, thank you for coming today. Thank you for being here on the show. So for now, do me a favor, guys. Please share, like, and subscribe, and of course, hype these videos. There's a real need to share out the show as far as you can. And for now, you all have a nice night. See you in the morning. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.
Snow Queen on the set. Mishola Maradalini in her throne, you bet. Reading every waveform in the wires by feel.